Hi, Cam from Cam's Costumes again, and I'm here to do a video on hanger hygiene. Now, I don't know how many people put a lot of thought into what hangers they use for their beautiful costumes, and I might be crossing over some of my golden rules myself, looking back over on this rack here. A lot of these are temporary hangs and not really there for the long term. And look, if you are hanging costumes for, let's say, about a week, doesn't matter what hanger you use. But chances are you are hanging them up for longer than that. So this is a quick guide as to what hangers you should be using and the ones you probably shouldn't be using for any longer period of time. So we've got our classic boomerang. This is a IKEA classic, the wooden hanger. These hangers are great for, they're not great for costumes, but they are great for normal clothes and basically anything that doesn't have any level of stretch in them. Hence why they're not good for normal clothes. I mean, they're good for normal clothes and not dance costumes, because dance costumes generally have at least a certain percentage of elastane or lycra in them, so they tend to stretch because our dancers' bodies are stretchy and they need that fluidity on stage. So an example of a costume like that would be something like this. You could use that for this particular costume here. So this is, the interesting thing about these costumes is the Greatest Show or Greatest Showman, I think. Wiseman Classic comes in a white variant as well. So this upper section is a little bit stretchy, right? But they've actually stitched in a layer. It's hard to see here on camera. But you can see they've stitched in a layer here of what's essentially sort of lycra bike short material. So it allows a much higher level of stretch. So on top, you get this nice firm finish, like an actual, like, you know, ringmaster's jacket. But underneath, you can see it there in the two-tone red. That allows more stretch through the body for the dancer to perform in. I love these costumes. They're really, really cool. But stuff like that is really interesting. So for a coat that has a higher level of basically tensile strength but less stretch in it, a wooden hanger is great, only because it helps to separate the garments through the shoulder and allows for a lot more air to breathe through. But again, you wouldn't want to keep it on a wooden hanger for longer than, say, a week or so, because they do still have a little bit of stretch throughout the body. But that's the only real time. And if you have maybe a costume where you have a coat that has no elastane or stretch through it whatsoever, but it's something they'll come onto stage with or start on stage and they'll take off and they'll have another part of the costume underneath and then throw it to one side, these hangers are great. Good hangers, good investment to go to IKEA to get. Now, we're on to our Plastic Fantastics, and you can see a few of them here because I've only just hung those up last week. I need to sort them through as well. The only good thing about these hangers are these bits here. So if you do have a strappy costume, I have a few here. Let's just go with something we can grab easy. One of these ones at the back. Ironically, I've put this one on this one, and they've got these weird strap things on the side here. I don't like this hanger at all, actually. But if it was larger, these straps would go into here, just to give it a bit of shape and depth and to let it breathe out a bit more. Because it's a smaller hanger, it's a smaller costume, I've popped it on there. But that's the only time you would probably use these hangers. These hangers, plastic hangers, are kind of gross. I'm not a big fan of them. The reason we have them is because we've had them forever and we haven't bothered to throw them out. But even for hanging your normal clothes, they're just not great. Unless you want these for specifically strappy costumes, they're not really great. A cousin of those to dispose of are these. Now, the clips are great, again, but imagine this without the clips. These wire hangers, just throw them out. Just cut them up, throw them out, use them as antenna in your car. Do they even have that anymore? Remember, we used to have that used to be an antenna in your car for people who lost their actual antenna, broke off. You'd like, anyway, I'm just going too far down memory lane. This particular one I keep around because of the clips. The clips are amazing, especially if I want to show off like a set, like a hip hop set. So the top weight goes on top, and I'll clip the pants below and then take a photo just to give an idea of like top and bottom. So that's why I keep these ones. But if these weren't here, this would be in the bin already. Get rid of your wire hangers because they are gross. They last forever, but they're not good for clothes. They're too thin. There's not enough surface area on them, and they will damage even the most robust of fabrics, unless you have clothes that have zero stretch in them at all, and they're made of Hessian sacks or something like that. Just bin those immediately. Also, they look terrible. I don't like wire hangers at all. Again, if it weren't for the clips, that would be in the trash already. Next, we're getting up to our more modern style of hanger. So this is sort of your brushed plastic. This is sort of your upgraded version of this thing. So that's that. These look beautiful. They're nice and sleek. This is what I put my normal clothes on, things like these shirts and things like that, my work clothes and things. Again, these are good for dance clothes for maybe about a week, but the fact that they are just sort of brushed plastic, they don't help to keep the tensile strength together, so they will cause sort of stretching in the shoulders, especially costumes like that yellow one up there. Like if they're held on those hangers for longer than a week, which thankfully they're not, hopefully this week I'll be able to move them off, they will start stretching in the shoulders basically. And again, depends on the fabric, depends on the costume and how much elastane is in them, but why risk it, right? So these are great for general purpose in your normal house. And again, like you could buy like a box of 30 of these for like maybe 12 bucks or something. So it's not like they're going to break the bank, and they're pretty sturdy and they look great. So yes, yes to those. Very good. Now, the next version of that, and this is going to be your quintessential purchase for all of your dance costumes, are these ones. So these are called flocked hangers. So I don't know if you can see it there, but basically it's kind of fuzzy, kind of like a Muppet skin. So I described it in another video, and I didn't like it then. I don't know why I'm saying it now, but essentially these are the hangers that you need for your dance costumes. They are like the other one, design-wise, exactly the same, but they have that fuzziness on them, and that causes friction. Yep. So when you've got the stretch or basically any sort of elastane percentage or lycra percentage in your dance costumes, this friction will stop the fabric from stretching. That's why you can keep them on these for much, much longer. You still don't want to keep them on for too long though. Probably anything over a month. I mean, ideally you don't want to hang stuff for over a month anyway. You want to put it in long-term storage, which I covered in another video as well. Or I will cover another video, but I did my sort of from performance to storage video, which is basically including what hangers you should use, but this is more of an in-depth guide. But basically flocked hangers are your best friend. So if you have any of these janky, these guys, girls, whatever you want to call them, bin flocked hangers. Again, they're pretty inexpensive, black. This is a sort of a peachy pink, powder pink color, whatever color, doesn't make a difference. But just that fuzziness texture, that's what you want. And these are a fantastic all-rounder hanger for most clothes. Shirts like mine, like these, which are just made of just a flat fabric, they don't have any stretch in them. I still prefer these ones because they allow the wrinkles to fall out. But most of all your dance costumes will be perfect on these flocked hangers, F-L-O-C-K-E-D, flocked, as in flocked of seagulls. This is kind of a hybrid between these two. I'm not a fan of these ones particularly, but they've got this sort of rubber strip on the top there, and that is allowing for, what's the word? Friction. So basically it stops it from stretching, but it only stops it from stretching on the shoulder bits here. So you'll still find you'll get these pinch points that can cause sort of deformations in the shoulders. This is for, I guess, when you put like tights or pants over the top, stop them from sliding off. These are a good sort of middle solution, but I'm still not really a huge fan of these. It's like, well, just get the flocked ones. They do the same thing anyway. But they look great as well. And as you can see, these are probably all from the same manufacturer because they all look good. And that's kind of what you want in your clothes. You want uniformity. So through this front rack here, you can see pretty much all the hangers are the same. And the ones at the back, I've got some nasty wire ones there. Shame on me. But yeah, look at that, how clean and beautiful that looks compared to this fire sale at the top there, right? Just for the aesthetics. You live in your home, you want it to look nice and uniform. And not only that, these are looked after better. And again, these are only here for a few weeks, thankfully. So yeah, it's not like hangers are expensive these days. If we were forced to buy wooden hangers with wire clips, sure, that could cost quite a bit. I think these boomerangs from IKEA, I don't know. They sell them in sets of 8, and I want to say they're $30 for 8, but you know, which is still kind of expensive for 8 hangers. But these will last you pretty much forever because they're made of wood, and that's very stable there on the top. These will break over time, but the packs are 30 for like 12 bucks. I think 10 bucks in Australia. I don't know. In America, I'd imagine they'd be even cheaper. So yeah, just upgrade. Throw out these things. Awful, awful. Keep the clippy ones if you need them, but all the other ones, no, bin. Donate, whatever, and just upgrade, and your costumes will thank you for it, and your clothes, your normal wardrobe will also thank you for it. And this is a conglomeration of knowledge from 13 years of looking after beautiful costumes such as these, and also working in retail fashion for a number of years as well. So you are benefiting from my wealth of knowledge in these areas. And if you'd like to benefit from other things I have, such as my dance costume store online via Shopify, camscostumes.com, you can avail yourself of there and gorgeous garments such as these. Thousands, literally thousands of pre-loved, and also many, many new costumes as well, dating back to about 2016-ish, I think. Wiseman's primarily, so please reach out. Would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching this very deep dive. It's not really that deep, it's only 10 minutes, but I don't think many people talk about hangers for that long. But thank you so much for watching. Flick this forward to a friend if you think they would benefit. Do the YouTube thing that makes things good. I don't need to explain it to you, that you're all adults. And any questions, comments, or anything like that, hit me up on the email or in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, this is Cam's Costumes, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.